up, you guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a video on this little thing. I made it. It's my DM screen. Some people have been asking about it, so I figured that I would be doing a video on it. And it's totally not because my Ren Fair outfit video did not go as planned. I made a staff. I think it has potential, right? But it was not ready for the Ren Fair. And I'm disappointed with how the moon went in, held to the leather and the wood. And I think we can make it look nicer, but that's not this video. No. Let's go take a closer look. So the whole reason I decided to make this DM screen is because around Christmas time this year, last year, I guess, there was a very talented creator that was selling them, and I asked for one. It unfortunately just kept getting delayed and delayed just due to the amount of orders. And after a couple months, I was like, you know what? I was looking at it and I was a little bit like, I was in over my head. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. So we canceled the order and I asked my family to just give me the materials to build it instead. And so they did. And me and my dad worked together on this. I haven't really worked in woodcutting before, so that's a lie. I did tech crew in high school. And I have not worked with wood since then. So my dad helped me a lot. There was a lot of trial and error. I first started off buying plywood for this and then realized I wanted it to look nice. And so it just looked cheap. So we ended up deciding to go with red oak, about $60 at the hardware store. It was already basically this height. This is a little bit higher of a DM screen than I would normally prefer if I ever got the chance to do it again. I would probably lower it a little bit, about 32.5 centimeters tall. I'm gonna use inches here because we can't, I don't know why, but it's 17 3/4 for this large panel. And then each of these back panels are just also full 17 3/4. And then we just cut it in half. So it'd be super easy. I don't know why, but I was really loving the red oak. It looks cool. And I think with the stain that we just used honestly a spray-on stain from a hardware store. It was like $10. It was dark walnut and it just made it look really nice. We only used 1 or 2 layers of the stain. And then the final touches were my favorite because it was really just brought it all together. And we added 4 accents on each panel. And these, I think I just bought on Amazon. They came in a pack and I think it was about like $8-10. We got some hinges at the hardware store as well. We tried to find something that was like a little bit more antique-y of a look to kind of fit with the vibe. We just did 2 on each door. The hinges came in packs of 2 and they were $5 each, so that's another 10. I bought adhesive magnets so I can just hang up any information I need for me about my players and any DM secrets. I have this black screen here. It's not the nicest and I'm still brainstorming other ways that we could do this, but essentially a lot of the DM screens with screens inside of it that we were seeing online had the monitor inside and unable to get out of the wood. And we wanted to be able to take it out and replace it if need and do anything that we may need. So we just have a kind of a poster board and with those, what are they called? On the back of photos, you just like hook them in. We just have that. So essentially, we can just easily take in and out the monitor. The clips that keep the poster board in place, we got that in a pack for $5. And then the poster board I used for the back paneling, that was like $3. And then on the sides, we cut little areas where we can plug in the cords. I had to buy right angle cords of the HDMI and USB-C cords, which was about like $20 total as well. I think even cheaper, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Here, the scale's in the bathroom. It's easier for you to get out. I murdered 3 of my players the other day. It was so sad. I might murder them when they go into hell. I don't want to, but they can sometimes be a little bit dumb. What are you? What? It's 9.1 pounds. Oh my god. Because of the type of wood that I used, the red oak does bring it to a whopping 9.1 pounds. So it's a bit heavy to carry back and forth. I have been thinking of installing some type of leather straps so it's easier to carry with me. And then, of course, we have the monitor inside. This is just a 75-inch screen. 75, right? I just bought $80 worth of foam. Okay, so 75 was a wild number. I don't know why I said that. 15.6-inch monitor. And the screen itself is an LCD screen. I don't know. There's something like Rainbow Pi or some I don't know. But is the like type of computer. And this is a 15.6-inch screen. I experimented with different sizes, but I just like how big this one is. I didn't want anybody who is sitting at the end of the table to have a little bit more trouble seeing the screen. So I decided bigger is better in this case. Cut that out. My mom watches this. Oh, with the stain, I haven't done a varnish on the top to kind of keep it, but that is something I am going to be doing eventually to just kind of give it that final finished look. The screen is a 15-inch LCD monitor that I got online. This cost me about $70. So Cam will go ahead and put the total amount on the screen here. In all, it came to about $206. How much would it be, if you included the plywood and other things? So $376 I spent making this. Okay. You could probably do it for cheaper depending on the type of wood you get, where you get your screen from, where you get your brackets and everything like that. But that's about, with no mistakes, how much I spent on this. But there were mistakes made, so it did kind of cost more than that. But if I were to make it again, I think I could do it the first time around. This took us a while. I probably spent more than this total cost just because we kept redoing it. Now I think I could probably do it in the first try if I wanted to. Overall, I'm really happy with it. It has enhanced the game so much. I think my players like it. They've seemed to like it so far. It's a lot easier to project art on it. I've been using AI art. It's just easiest for me, I know. I would love to use real art, but I'm not an artist. We're gonna use AI art. I'm sorry. I'll get them commissioned one day when I have money. Anyways, I don't have a job. Anyways, I got off track. I also put up my maps when I want them to kind of understand a little bit more of where they are in the world, and I'll just put up ambiance things. So like if they're sailing, I'll put up the ocean like they are in the boat. If they are, I'll just put up kind of like magical animations to kind of get them in the vibe. There are a bunch of free places online where you can go and just download free videos. And then I use the OBS studio software that I used to use for streaming on Twitch. And I just use it and project it on here. So it's all done from my shitty little laptop that I've had since high school that is behind my computer, but it looks incredible. That's all we got for the DM screen today. If you've ever made one before or have any tips or ideas for me, especially about that back panel and anything I could do to make that look cleaner and nicer, let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate the help. I might be making one for my brother who is also a DM, so if I do end up doing that, I will absolutely take you guys along for the ride. Also, if anybody's interested, we will be opening up a shop later in the fall. And this is something I could consider selling. I know it would be a bit pricier just due to the materials. But if this is something that you guys are interested in, I would be happy to consider putting this on the shops. As always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, shake you out. I can buy you more donuts. I'm sorry.